But this caused a problem because the folk that fed the swine were angry now. They were angry because the money they were making, they couldn't make it no more. Jesus. Not with dead hogs, they couldn't. But then we see in verse 18, and when Jesus was come into the ship, he was with the demon-possessed man, and he prayed, begged him to go with him. Verse 19 says, Jesus suffered him not, but said unto him to go home to thy friends.
Yes, Lord. Yes.
And tell them about the good things that I've done for you. Well, we see number 3, the desire after the miracle.
Yes, Lord.
Because of what Jesus had done in his life. He didn't want Jesus to leave him.
All right.
Yeah, for we see here that now he has a passion to do the will of God. Because just a few verses ago, he kind of got smart with Jesus because he says, what have I to do with thee? But after Jesus healed him, now he wants to go with the master. Yeah, but Jesus told him, what you need to do is to be a testimony to the world. Because you do remember that the place where this man was from was a place where Jesus really wasn't welcome. Yeah. So Jesus said, if you go with me, you can't help your hometown. Have I got a witness here? So what I need you to do is to go home and tell somebody what I've done for you. Have I got a witness here? So I find out in verse 15 that this man has now turned to be a missionary. Have I got a witness here? If the man could speak today, he would tell you, you ought to live so God can use you. Have I got a witness here? Yes, I know you have critics. Yes, I know you have folk that try to cut you down. But I want to tell you, you can't forget where God has brought you from. Have I got a witness here? You can't forget how you used to drink, smoke, and do all sorts of things. But now, since you've been born again, you may not always do right, but you don't have to stay the way you are. Have I got a witness here? One thing that bothers me is when folk know what the Lord has done for them, but they don't tell nobody. But I want to tell you, this man here may have been crazy one time. This man here may have been down one time. This man here may have been in the tomb one time. But one thing about him, Jesus gave him an assignment and made him the first missionary. Have I got a witness here? For God, he wanted a missionary, so he went down to a cemetery and found a man who was a lunatic. Have I got a witness here? But just because he was down one time didn't mean that God couldn't use him. And that's all I want to tell you tonight. Just because you messed up some years ago, just because you messed up a few days ago, God is able to come through and make you what he wants you to be. You ought to look at somebody tonight and tell them, neighbor, I've been through the storm, I've been through the rain, but I made it, and I've got a testimony. Look at somebody else and tell them, I could have been died and gone, but the won't he come through? Won't he come and see about you? You may be sinking down in sin, but I serve a God, even when you're sinking down, he's able. He's able. Anybody know he's able? Shake somebody's hand one last time and tell them, you don't know like I know what the Lord, what the Lord, what the Lord. He's done so much for me. Can't even tell it all because I don't know about you, but I've been in some places that it was nobody but God that brought me out. Is there anybody in here? If you look over your life and everything you've been through, it was God. It was God that brought you through. Ain't God all right? If you know he's all right, say yes. Say yes. Say yes. Say yes. Say yes. Say yes. Why? Yeah. But you don't have to stay down in the tomb. God said you can get up again. Anybody glad that God gave you another chance? Folk may have said you never be nothing. They may say you never have nothing. But they don't have the final word. God got it. Whatever it is, give it to Jesus. Because he's able.